doubt. Now, yeah, speaking of that, like, after about a couple fights, what would it take to set up a fight in your home country?
Oh man, see, trust me, international fight in Ghana is gonna be. I mean, these people love boxing. These people from Ghana, they love boxing.
Yeah.
I tell you. And sometimes it's disheartening when you don't really see champions often. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see champions often. Since I won my last world title, it's almost been 7 years. Calendar year might be somewhere, because 2019 is 7 years. And we haven't got anyone who is trying from Ghana, who is trying to knock the doors. You know what I mean? And it's really sad, because these people have got the raw talent and they got the heart, but I think it's the management, the way they're doing the boxing, that is what we lack it, you know what I mean? And it's time that people from my country, I'm talking to them, you know what I mean, for example, if you really want to get to the stage of boxing, where boxing is going now, you can't be doing something that you've been doing 30 years ago. You got to cut it off and follow what is happening right now. You follow the trend, you follow the new things. But people seems to be doing 30 years old thing. You can't compete. You can't compete with this 30 years old mentality and 30 years old strategy.
Or like system. Yeah,
that's
you
right.
You going with the system that's like from back in the 90s or the early 2000s. That's definitely not going to work now. So when you have like a program, whether it's a program or boxing organization there within the country, and they still have those type of practices, then that's not going to develop the fighters that are there to eventually go like outside of the country or be properly prepared to face fighters maybe here in the States or other.
But trust me, recently there was like I think last weekend there was a fight, which is brilliant. You see the crowd. You see the people, like they love boxing. But when you look at the boxers fighting, then you will know. The boxers have still got the heart, but the thing is, with the level that we want to see, they're not even up to the European level. Talk about even Commonwealth level, they're not. And then how much we're talking about world title level. You understand what I mean? So it's all about the whole thing in Ghana has to change, but it is what it is. And I'm always give out my knowledge. Whatever I know I can say, I will say it out there, whether it's up to them to take it, you know what I mean? But it's really sad when Ghana, when we talk of Africa, in terms of boxing, Ghana has always been number one, or gateway. And look at our boxing declining, so, you know what I mean, it's so disheartening.
Yeah, and it's something there, like you said, with as much interest as the country has in the sport of boxing, the amount of fans that are interested in the sport of boxing, that they haven't necessarily took the time to like really invest in it to develop more fighters, young fighters coming up from a very young age until they're able to compete in like the Olympic level or something like that. And then if they eventually become a pro, that they could continue developing, so that if they go to Europe or countries in Europe, in England or France or something like that, or Canada or the US, that they're able to
trust
compete.
me, they've been able to gather some few amateur guys. They come down, but the thing is, it's all of they're just greedy. They're just greedy, and that's it. When you're greedy and you don't see, they're greedy and they don't teach these kids the right things. For example, if you know what you know, the knowledge or whatever you know about boxing is 30 years old, you're gonna teach these kids the same thing. Their mentality is gonna be the same thing. So when they face what is going on currently, they can't handle it. They can't, because, for example, I love my country and I'm proud to be Ghanaian, I'm proud to be African, and I'm proud to represent Ghana anywhere I go, right? But the thing is, like, you can't, like, it's hard when someone asks me about what is happening with Ghana boxing. It's hard, me being the world champion, people love me. Anywhere I go, people know me, right? But when they ask you, what is happening with Ghana boxing, you don't see, what are you gonna say? But these people are greedy, and they all want in their pocket. But the thing, they should realize that boxers are the most important thing if this is business, right? But let's put the business aside. Focus on the boxer. Once the boxer is able to get to that level, you're gonna get whatever you want.
Exactly.
But if you try to take first, you're not gonna encourage the boxer, and it's gonna fall apart some way. He might not live up to his whatever is like. He might not live up to his talent, and then he will fall apart. Because as soon as he realizes that, oh, you're being greedy, he's gonna get frustrated.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, I cannot be working and doing all that, and then
Yeah,
he'll
be off his game.
and then that's it.
Yep.
A lot of people are in Ghana, they got money, they come to boxing, but they couldn't handle it because those around the boxing, they're greedy. All they want is to fill their pocket, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they don't think about it as being like, okay, you're not bigger than the sport.
There you go.
You know, so that's the thing about it, is that, you know, people got to approach it like, okay, this is for boxing. It's not for me. It's for boxing. And once they do that, then you'll eventually see the returns there. But like you said, right now they're not really investing into the sport to where it could grow to the level that you feel like it should be. So,
right.
So that's
Exactly.
the thing about that. So I mean, we got to see if we could figure out something to make like a program of sorts out there in Ghana, to where it's like,
Yeah, most definitely. Look, I will always tell people, like, man, these people back home in Ghana, man, there are a lot of Richard Commeys out there. There are a lot of Azuma Nelson out there. There are a lot of Iquadis out there. There are a lot of Joshua Clotis out there. But it's all about you going there, know the people you're working with, and have the right mentality. And then you're gonna, you know what I mean, it's gonna be worth it.
For sure. So definitely looking forward to seeing if we could develop a program on that, and definitely want to see when the next time we gonna see Richard Commey in the ring here. So we're definitely working on, see if we can work on that, and once we get an update here from you, then, you know, we're gonna be sure to get in contact with you on that.
Definitely.
But yeah, for sure, right now, big thanks here for taking the time to speak with the Boxing Source. And hey, yeah, like I said before, we're gonna work on getting Richard Commey here back in the ring, and eventually contend for one of those titles at 140
most
pounds.
definitely, man. Most definitely. That's what it is, man. I'm at the top. I've been there. I know what it feels like. So we just have to get these maybe 2-3 fights out of the way, and then whatever, it doesn't really matter. Wherever, I'll be ready for that person, man.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Perfect.